Good morning, students. Welcome back. Myself, Dr. Rupak Chakraborty, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science Engineering, GNIT, Kolkata. So, as promised, today I will discuss array in C++. In our previous lecture, I showed you in my video lecture regarding recursions and inline functions. So the portion and how we can pass actual arguments, what is the role of actual and formal arguments, etc. So we showed in my previous lecture. So idea regarding functions, I think it's almost clear because you had lesson when you were studying C language in your previous semester, and in this subject also I try to give you some more idea regarding functions. So after functions, now the topic is the array. Okay, so today we will discuss what are various types of arrays, how we can pass functions to the array. Okay, and some hands-on programming as well. I will show you in this video lecture. So the definition of array. So we all know array is a set of elements, a homogeneous set of homogeneous elements, and the memory allocation that is contiguous, right? So you can see at that very first point is a group of similar types of elements that have contiguous memory location. Similar types of elements means, suppose we are declaring integer array, that means all the elements in that array will be integer. So if we are required to collect various types of elements, then the definition of array will be changed, then it will be a structure, right? And contiguous memory allocation means sequential memory gets allocated when we declare an array. So I will tell you what are the drawbacks and what is the advantages of array in my next slides. In C++, std array, that is a standard namespace. We all know in standard namespace array is a container that encapsulates fixed size arrays. Okay, that is why we need to include the namespace at the very top of our program. Array index, as usual, you have the idea, index always begins from 0. We can store only fixed set of elements in C++ array. So array string, we all know the indexing gets starts from 0 in most of the programming language except MATLAB. So mathematics laboratory is the another programming language, their array begins from 1, right? Now advantages of array. So I have listed out over here five advantages of array. The code optimization. Obviously the code gets optimized when you use array, because set of elements of a same data type can easily be accessed with the help of the array. Randomly, it is possible to access randomly. Suppose we have declared an array of 7 elements and we want to access the fifth element, so it is possible. So that is why random accessing is supported in array. Easy to traverse the data. So traversing a data, whenever we are using the array for traversing the data, we are required to use the loop. Okay, either while or for loop. In most of the cases, generally we use for loop for traversing the data over array. Manipulating in that manipulating of data, it is very easy in array, and for sorting out the data, etc. So these are some of the advantages of array have been listed out. So now in the drawback of array. So the drawback or disadvantages, I already told, the size is the fixed, so fixed size and contiguous memory allocation. So that is the main drawback of array. Fixed size means, suppose you have declared integer a5, so a is the name of the array, and that array is going to contain 5 elements of integer type. But suppose you are not required to access all these, whatever, 20 bytes or 10 bytes, it depends on the compiler, the size of the integer data type. So if you are accessing, putting only 3 elements, that means some bytes will be left, some memory allocation will be left over. That means that will be the wastage. So that is the main drawback in array, the memory wastage. And contiguous memory allocation, I told, sequentially memory gets allocated, and it is allocated at that when we declare the array at the very beginning. So to overcome this drawback, actually the concept of linked list has been implemented, which will be discussed, and the linked list concept is there in your syllabus, that will be discussed at that very late means later part actually. So dynamic memory allocation, and it is the contiguous memory allocation. And now you can see there are two types: single dimension array and multi-dimension array. So single dimension array, we will see first of all some of the examples of single dimension array, then I will show you the multi-dimension array means the obviously the matrix. Okay, so you did the some matrix operation in C language, the same operations you may also try in C++ as well, right? So multi-dimension array, I will also show you some of the example in single and multi-dimension array. So you can see I have included in my slide some of the example. So what I will do, this is the array declaration, single dimension array declaration. So what I will do, this program I will execute in Ubuntu distribution, there is in Ubuntu, and will execute it. So side by side it will be a benefit for you. Key, I think the screen is visible. So now Ubuntu, I have already opened Ubuntu, so that I will type and execute out, right? So we are inside the OOP directory, and it's a single dimension array. So nano sd dot cp, single dimension. Sd stands for single dimension. Okay, so it gets opened. It is a common syntax. What we will do today, I will copy this, and whenever it will be required for writing a new program, then I will just paste it. It will save some time. So here we can declare array like this. Okay, so 5 elements. Here what has been done, what has been shown, the array of 5 elements have been declared. So what are the values? The 10 0 20 0 10 0 20 0 30. These are the values have been declared. Now for traversing array, I told this is the declaration part. Okay, now for traversing less than 5, or you may use less equal to 4 as well, choice is yours, right? So now the next test case, I already told if we are required to put a single statement inside the for loop, then the braces is optional. You may use braces or you may not use. Okay, so arr is the array name, and the variable which is traversing the array, that is I. Now we will use new line. You can use new line, fine, slash n or endl, whatever you may use. So that means, now allow me to copy this actually. In next program it will be required now. Yeah, I have copied this. Now you can see the array declaration. So this is the declaration of the array. Okay, so 10 elements we have declared, or we may take user input as well. So first I am running this, then I will show you how I can find user input. Just g++ st dot cpp assembler output dot, and as it is in different directories, so dot then slash. You can see 10 0 20. Now just user input. Oh, for user input here I have declared the value of the array at the time of declaring the array. So now I may ask from user as well. So for that also oh, for that also one loop is required. So same int I less, the number is the 4, less equal, I have used the 4. So see out, enter elements, fine. So now you can get stored in arr of I. Now there are multiple statements inside the for loop, so for that you must have to use the braces, right? You must have to use these braces. So now you can just display this. Now you can just display with the help of this. So again, that's output will be same, but that is how you can take user input in array. Hmm. No, what is 0 0? What happened? What happened? Oh my god, I made a mistake here. The value of I has not been initialized. So you made a mistake. Wait a minute. Just see. Enter elements 5 4 6 7 8. Okay, 5 4 6 7 8. So that is how you can take user input and display the output as well. Now again, going back to my presentation. Now next task is passing array to function. So we can, when inside a function, we can pass array, and that array can be received at the time of defining the function as well. Okay, so just try to understand first this example, then I will write it down and show the execution. So here one prototype of print array. Print array is the function, its run type is void, and this prototype has been defined. An argument, you can see the it is about to receive some integer array, array of 5 elements. Okay, this is the prototype. Now inside the main, two arrays have been declared with different values. Hmm. Now print array function have been called twice. First of all, print array function is called an ARR of 1. When we pass the ARR, that means the base address of array gets passed, and this function has been defined outside the main. You can see this array symbol. With the help of array symbol, we can access this, or you may use the pointer, but better in C++ we may avoid using pointer. Okay. So now the array has been passed here, that has been received, and then we are printing the array elements, because these array elements will get printed. How we can print? Now with the help of the for loop. Okay, so first time the output will be 10 20 30 40 50, means the elements of the array of 1. Then when again array 2 will be passed in print array function, the elements of array 2 will be printed out over here, right now. So whatever the elements error 1 and error 2 are containing, these all elements will get printed out, and obviously slash n is there, so all this output will come into new line. Just checking, it's a very simple one. I don't think it will give you too much problem to understand. So nano pass array, the function name is pass array. Yes, means program name is pass array. Control U. Buffer is empty, so it is a problem actually. Again I have to write. Oh, spelling mistake. Now fine. No. Achha, so now void print array is the prototype, so we may not use prototype here. Directly I am writing main. Now main is already there. Directly I am declaring ARR of 1, and the size is required, that is 5, and elements have also been defined here. Whatever the element we may use as per our choice, 0 30 40. Okay, so these are the elements. Now let me copy this line, go to this. After copying, just change the variable name, just change the variable name and change some value as well, that is 20, it is 15 0, it is 20, it is 22. Some values have been changed as well. Now print array function, the function name is the print array. So I am just writing the small version, print of a, and passing first of all arr of 1, right? So this is the arr of 1 is the array name, and we are passing this arr 1 in that function, and that again that same function can be called this. Now ARR of 2, right? Fine. Now outside the main and define this void print of A, receive it by ARR of 5. It is not required to mention the size. Okay. Now what is cout? First of all, cout printing elements. Okay. Endl. Oh. Now for loop, with the help of for loop, we can print I0 I0 I less equal, number of elements are 1 2 3 4 5, that means it should be 4, I plus plus. Now just print this cout ARR I, now slash n you may use. Okay, fine. So it is the perfect program. So you have to understand ki from here we are passing array inside a function. Okay, for both here also we are doing the same thing. Oh my god. Okay, so here also in the second line also we are doing the same thing. So now we can now we can execute the program. Control O, then Control X. Now compile it with the help of G++. The function name is pass array, right? Getting some error, huh? Printf was not declared in the scope. No, what it is telling, print of A, print A is not declared inside the scope. Okay, so let me mention the prototype here, that is void print a void print a int of ARR array symbol. Oh, I think it should work. Yeah, so prototype declaration is required because outside we are defining the function outside the main, so that isn't get identified. So that is why it is required to declare the prototype. Okay, the first line is the prototype declaration. Now see the output. Now see the output, printing elements. These are the elements of the first array and these are the elements of the second array, right? So that is how we can pass array to a function. So you may be required to pass array to a function when you will use some large project in your C++ language. That is why how to pass this array inside a function, this idea was required to give you. That's why I shared this idea with you. Another example has been given by passing the array. Yeah, we can check it as well. Print minimum number. So you can print the minimum number by passing one array as well. Just you can see, I am not writing this, I am letting it for the students, leaving it for the student. See, you can see the prototype has been declared. The function name is print minimum. Okay, array means this prototype suggests you we are going to pass some array by print min function. Okay, there are two arrays have been declared and as well as the values have been initialized as well. So print min function has been called twice inside the main. So passing array to a function, first of all error 1, error 2. So the motive of this programming is to find out the minimum number from this error 1 and ARR 2. Okay, by twice, by calling the function twice. Now definition, inside the definition I told when it is called, it all cursor jumps to the definition. One minimum variable has been assigned and actually the what is there at the 0th index, and 0th index is a 30, so that 30 has been assigned to the mean. The 30 has been assigned to a variable called as mean, right? Now you can see when a for loop is used, one, oh my god, so one mistake is there, please this mistake is there, I am just, oh no, this mistake. Okay, so this is the less than 5 symbol, and then less than 5 symbol. I less than 5, then mean is checked with the error of 1. If minimum is greater than the whatever the element, first of all error of 0, mean is set as to 0, error of 0, error of 0 means 30 greater than 30, it is false, right? So that means mean is containing 30. Okay, after that when I is 1, then 10, so yeah, 30 greater than 10, so error of 1, that is 10, will be assigned to mean. So like that it will check. So 10 has been assigned, and after that 20 will come, this condition is false, 40 will come, this condition is false, 50 will come, this condition is false. So that means mean will still hold the value of 10 for that first one, error of 1, right? Then outside the loop the minimum element gets printed. The same logic for error 2 as well. So it is a very simple logic to find out the minimum or maximum. You can find out the maximum number from an array as well by simple modification in the code. Fine, so moving to the next slide. First of all, clearing this, then next slide. Okay, now multi-dimensional array. So multi-dimensional array means it is a two-dimensional array. I already told that is a concept of matrix. I will show you one example. Acha, before moving to the multi-dimensional array, I can show you one example with the nested for loop and a simple sorting logic. For sorting, array is preferred because array is required to sort, otherwise no option. So I can show you bubble sort logic. Just check this. As we are having time with us, so we may see. This is the bubble sort we are doing, right? So for bubble sort, we are required to take one array. We are required to take one array, the number of 5 number. So we may take from user input as well. 1 minute. I and j will be required, right? So for loop, good programming practice is ask the number from user, right? Less than 5 plus plus. Then ask the number from user, enter numbers to sort. Then it will be storing a of I. Fine. Now the value we are values are with us, the numbers are with us, which we have to sort. Now for bubble sort logic, we are required to use two for loop. We are required to use two for loop. I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Then another for loop that is j equal 0. Now j less than n minus I. So n minus I, that means it will be 5 minus of I, then j plus plus. Now again The logic you have to remember: for the outer for loop I0 I less than n, for the inner for loop J0 J less than n minus I, right? So here you have to exchange. So for exchanging your integer one temporary variable, you may use temp. Directly we can assign directly integer temp equal to whatever is there at a of j position, then a of j means the value of a of j plus 1 should store, and then a of j plus 1 equal to temporary variable. So this is the logic. If on if should be there, otherwise if a of j greater than a of j plus 1, fine, another bracket. So if for another 4 bracket is required, fine. So this is the program actually. So the sorting will be done. After sorting, we are required to print the element for loop I equal to 0 I less than 5 plus plus no C out. Here you can write here C out, sorry, sorted array is equal, sorry, then handle. Or you may not use indel because it should print in that same line. Just print the a of I. Fine. So this is the program for bubble sort logic. Okay. So I know that, I think you can remember the logic of bubble sort. So the bubble sort programming using C++, just for getting familiar how we can use the nested for loop and how we can use the array for sorting a certain logic. Okay, sorting an array. So bubble sort logic, it is in ascending order. So not I am sorting in descending order. That is why I'll just see. Fine. Oh, the spelling is, I made a mistake here. Double N. Yeah, successfully compiled. A similar output. Enter numbers to sort 30, 42, 0, 10. 0, 2, 10, 30, 40. Okay, it gets sorted, but one space is required, na? Otherwise. Fine. So it is that is how we can sort. That is how we can sort some array. Yeah, this one. 30 to 0, 40, 50. 0 to 30, 40, 50, right? So that is how we can sort using the single dimension array. Now I will move to the multi-dimension array. Right now I will move to the multi-dimension array and will also show you hands-on as well. Now see, multi-dimension array is a concept of matrix. So here test 3 3, so test 3 3 means 3 rows and 3 columns, right? 3 rows and 3 columns. There's a 2-dimensional array, so that means 0 to 2, 0 0 0 1 0 2, like 1 0 1 1 1 2 2 0 2 1 2 2, like this. Okay, So same thing it has been done over here. So some initialization per 0001 initialized, 1112 initialized, 2022 initialized, means some of the variables have been initialized and remaining should be, I think, the garbage value. Okay, so last trying it, executing this, see what is the output. Move to the user clear nano 2D or just use 2d.cpp. So let's try. Let's try. Int test is the array, the size is 33, the size are 33. Okay, this is the maximum size. Okay, so 0001 1112 2021. So some of the garbage value, I think it should be there. You just test 005, test 00 equal 5. Now let me copy this for all the gets copy. Control U, control U, control U, control U, control U. How many times? 1 2 3 4 5 6. It is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, perfect. So 0 1 1 1. Here change it to, here change it to 1, and then it is 10. Now 1 1 15. Okay, it's 1 1 15. Now it is 1 2 20. Now it is 2030. It is 2030. Then 2210. Then 2210. Fine. So just traversal. For traversal, we are required to use here two for loop. I 0 I less than 3. Now less than 3 we are using, so that means 0 0 0 1 0 2, but all the values have not been initialized. Let's see, this is 0. Now see out for single line, so that is not required to put the test of ij, test of ij. Space is required. The next line, new line, fine. Next line for new line. Okay, now just check. So 0001, whatever the values we have assigned, that should be printed, and whatever the values we have not assigned, okay, so g plus plus, we have cleared it now. G plus plus 2d dot cpp, successfully compiled. See, the some garbage, I told ki some of the values will be garbage value, and the remaining values whatever we have assigned, this value will be displayed, right? So this is the two-dimensional array. So I will show you one example of program of two-dimensional array as well, don't get worried. Next one is declaration as well as initializations. So we can, means in that previous example, you can see in that previous example all the indexed have been, most of the indexes, some of the indexes have been initialized separately, but at a time we can simultaneously we can declare as well as initialize two-dimensional array. Just we did in the single dimensional array. See here, this is the under these braces we can differentiate the values for is 255403918. No, there is a little bit mistake here. I think it is a little bit mistake I am showing you. Oh my god, actually it is not a three-dimensional array, it is a two-dimensional array. So this should not be, this should not be there, this should not be there, this should also not be there. So it's a mistake. Okay, so 3 3, that means how many numbers? Now 9 numbers. So how we can do this? Now 2, or actually, oh okay, here they have, no no no, it will work, it will work. No, no, sorry, it will work. It will work. 9 numbers have been defined. Yeah, it will work. Definitely, it will work. 255403918. So actually, just those 3 numbers have been separated. So actually, there are 3 rows and 3 columns. So that is why row wise they have row wise values have been initialized. So first row, for first row, so it will be 255, for second 403, and the 918. So 9 values have been declared as well as initialized, right? Now 2 for loops have been used to display these values. Okay, so I will show you one matrix example, matrix hands-on example. I will not declare, rather I will ask from user to enter its value. One simple matrix multiplication we can see. Matmul.cpp, matrix multiplication.cpp, right? Now just follow me. Header file. Again, this mistake. You may use function as well, but here I'm not using function. So for matrix multiplication, the logic of multiplication you may enter in a, you may put it in a function as well. So for A array, B array, another array, it's a B array is required, and C array is required, and 3 variables are required for matrix multiplication. Now we know the size, actually size should be 3 2. The column of the first should be equal to the row of the, should be equal to the row of the second one. Okay, so 3 2 2 3 C. So resultant will be 3 cross 3. Result will be 3 cross 3. So that's why 3 3 is the dimension. It is a rule of matrix multiplication. The column of the first one and the row of the second one should be equal. Then the dimension will be the row of the first one and the column of the second one. Okay, now I will ask, so how many numbers? For first it will ask for the 3 rows and 2 columns, so that means 6 numbers it is required. Okay, and for second one also 6 are required. Okay, now okay, so now first of all what you have to do, now you have to ask number from user. For loop I equal 0 y less than is 3 I plus plus, or mate cout enter for a matrix, center for a matrix. Okay, okay, cout enter elements, enter elements, C in store, it is a way of ij. Okay, enter ij. So another loop will require j equal 0, j less than 2, j plus plus, bracket close. Fine. So now copy this. Now copy this. Alt this. Now copy this and paste it. Enter for B matrix. For B matrix, the parameter no issue. Just change it to B. So all the values are with us. Now for logic, okay. Multiplication logic, right? Again, we may control U. Let's delete this. Resultant, what will be the resultant? If it is 3 cross 2, if it is 2 cross 3, then it should be 3 3, na? I think it should be 3 3. Okay, let's check it. 3. If it is this one. So logic is the C of ij. C of ij equal to A of ik. Just you have to remember this. C of ij equal to A of ik into B of kj into B of kj. B of kj. Let's get to use for class equal as well. So the value of Cij I think should be initialized to 0. Control U. I think it should be initialized as 0, na? Then okay, fine. Now the multiplication is done. Now the remaining task is we have to print it. Print the result. Print result. Again, control U. For I3 just G3. No, for printing the result, I think Cij plus equal, though we are printing the C out, C of Ij matrix, and just see. Let's see what is happening. Oh, made a mistake here. 0 0. Enter for matrix A, enter elements. Okay. For B it is 4 5 0 2 3 1. So in some of the, you can see in some of the space it's a garbage one, so that means I made a mistake. That means I made a mistake over here. The mistake is this one. Mistake is the dimension should not be this one. The dimension will be also this one, right? The dimension is, no, I think it will work. Now it will work. Now check. Item value 3 2 4 5 6 1. Now 4 5 0 6 7 1. No, it is. The output should be 3 cross 3. No? Zero value. C of ij equal to A of ik into B of kj. Okay, let's see. What is the problem? I don't know. Okay, students, you may check actually where I'm getting the problem. I don't know. Yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6. There should be 6 elements, right? The multiplication should be 6 elements. So there are 3 elements coming as a garbage value. So the thing is, it's a garbage value. Maybe I'm getting wrong in some of the places. When the matrix, then the, what should be the dimension of the matrix then? There are 6 elements are there, so that means I think it should be 3 cross 2 2 cross 3. That means 6 elements, it's a perfect one. So final output should also be the 6 elements, right? So 6 elements, 0 ij 3j0. Yeah, because of the size, I think it is happening. So no issue, student. But the result which we are getting, yeah, it's a perfect one. You can see this is the multiplication result. So this is that will definitely be garbage because the dimension what we have taken it's not the perfect one. So that is why it was giving some garbage. So ignore this. But the result which we are getting this 6 value. So that is the matrix multiplication. So motive is ki how to use the two-dimensional array, how to we can use the matrix, and how we can take user input for storing the value into two-dimensional array, and we can perform some certain operations. As actually I was trying in matrix multiplication, it is little bit a complicated one. So I could have done the matrix addition or subtraction, but it's a bit simpler. So that is why I was trying. So you may correct it, what was the error I was getting, so you may correct it. And so this is all for today's lecture actually. So I try to make you introduce the array with in front of you, in C++ how we can utilize the concept of array. So whatever the operations you did in your C language using array, like different types of various types of sorting, passing functions to an array, matrix operations, different matrix operations. So all you can brush up your knowledge and apply C++ to solve all these problems. The syntaxes are already very clear to you. I hope there is not any kind of doubt. If it is doubt, so you may ask me. So no issue. So that's all for today's video. It is containing regarding everything of array. So in our next video we will actually discuss regarding some string and pointers. So string pointers will be our content of the next video. Okay, so students, this is the end of this today's lecture. So bye for now. Okay, so thanks for joining with me.